All right. Welcome back. Today is Friday, aka Fancy Friday. That's what we're doing around here. We got the watch. We got the fancy earrings. We even got a button up shirt. It's getting real fancy. But yesterday, to do a recap, yesterday we had a few picks. As you can remember, we had a couple of parlays. I think we had I want to say four parlays, and we had the Hornets. The Hornets obviously they it was a close one, but they took care of the job. Pacers game went to OT. I told everybody a 9.5 point spread for the Pacers is insane. It's just way too high. The Pacers are not a bona fide team, and don't get me wrong, the Rockets are the worst team in the league, but 9.5 points in an NBA game is insane. Warriors did not get the job done. Draymond Green talked a lot of crap just for them to go and get blown out. Could not stop a John Morantless Grizzlies team. That's just embarrassing, to be completely honest. Um, you can't go talk crap off the court before the game and then get showed up like that. The GOAT, Michael Jordan, would never. I guess that's why you're Draymond Green. The Bucks took care of business without Giannis. I did not know Giannis was going to be out last night. I told y'all to take the Bucks, but at that time I didn't know Giannis was out. It still didn't change my mind too much. Obviously, having Giannis out is a big deal, but at the same time, as I said yesterday, the Bucks are a bona fide team. The Pacers are not. The Pacers are a good team, but they are not a bona fide team. The Bucks took care of business against a very good defensive team in the Nets, and then the Kings. To be honest with you, I told y'all I took the Kings, but that was just for parlay purposes. Um, but the Kings took care. They took care of the job. They brought home some good money for me, and yesterday we went. What was that? Two, 4 for 5, 4 for 5 on our money lines. That's great. If you can go 4 for 5 on 2 leg parlays every day, positive money every day. Yesterday's prize picks, we did have one hit. We had we had Desmond Bain. I want to say it was Desmond Bain. Under his 26 or 36 point rebounds and assists, and then Mark Williams, he was under 8.5 rebounds. He didn't get there, so we won that one. Today for prize picks, there was not a whole lot of value, to be completely honest with y'all. There is a few. I did find a few. Um, not too many. Not too many basketball. I did find a couple of hockey, but this is the NBA. This isn't NHL. But today for the NHL value bets, I found Contavious Caldwell Pope to have over 2.5 assists. Once again, I will be coming out with that video for y'all on how to find, you know, good value bets instead of having to, waste your money on outside third parties finding for you when you could just do the work yourself. Um, and then Mike Conley, less than 11.5 points. I feel good about the Caldwell Pope one. Mike Conley, he's one of those players that it's either boom or bust. He can go have an amazing game, or he could go have a terrible game. Another thing to look out for, I did not find good value for the bets, but this dude's been on a tear recently without LeBron. Anthony Davis, they have his rebound line at 13.5. I do not like that, but his points line, you might be able to take, because any day he could go out there and just drop 40. It's he's on an absolute tear. He's playing against Toronto. Toronto does have good big men, good young big men, but I mean, when Anthony Davis is healthy and he's in his prime, he's a top two, top three maybe center in the league. So look out for that. Definitely watch that. But let's get into today's slate of games. Starting the day off, we're gonna have the Blazers versus the Sixers. The Sixers are laying 9 points. Um, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even touch that spread. The spread is That's a high spread, and the 76ers are a bona fide team. But with that being said, the 76ers have been laying a few of these games recently, and they just have not been. They haven't been doing what they need to be doing. The Bucks take care of business. Um, the Nuggets, they take care of business, excluding the last game that they played against the Bulls. The Bulls, as I said, they had a streaky, crazy game. They went off. They had a good game. Hard to stop that team when they have a good game. But with that being said, if you want to parlay the Sixers with another team, maybe get you a little three-leg parlay in there. I definitely recommend it. I mean, unless Dame goes and drops 70, nobody's stopping Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is, as I said, I think it's Joel Embiid, Jokic, and Anthony Davis. Those are your big three when they're all healthy and they're all in their prime. Those are the three big men. Um, Me personally, I'm going to parlay the 76ers, probably also with the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. Um, might make it a four leg, might throw the Lakers in, who knows? Just to get a little bit, a little bit more plus value on that, and then you can always hedge your bet once those first three hit. But moral of the story, take the 76ers money line, not straight up, parlay it with something. Do not take the spread. 9 points is too high. The next game of the slate is Hawks Wizards. This is a weird one because they've played two other times this year and they've gone back and forth on both of those. So Hawks Wizards, that's a game I'm going to stay away from. There's no clear winner, there's no clear advantage on either side. Clint Capella was supposed to have a great game last night. He didn't. Trae Young did Trae Young things. He put up his normal stat line, but the Wizards, they just kept fighting. Kyle Kuzma was hitting his shots, and then when it comes to the rest of that team, you got like guys like Daniel Gafford and other people like that who can contribute on a night to night basis. Not be, dropping 30-point games or, just taking games over, but, you know, assist and help them in winning games. I don't know if they're actually in the playoff hunt. I want to say they're not. The Hawks are. The Hawks are definitely. Um, I mean, Hawks fans, even anybody in the NBA they have high hopes for that Hawks team, and the Hawks they consistently have not been able to take care of business like they need to. So with that being said, I want to lean Hawks just because they're that team. They're kind of like that the Bulls team. They have the talent, they have the ability to do it, but they're on and off, and then they're on and off. The Wizards, they're a little bit more consistent, but they're obviously not, they're not consistently good. They're just consistent at what they do. So I'm taking the Hawks. You can take the Hawks every now and then. The Hawks will have themselves a game that they can really go out there and take care of. They can blow a team out. That's just the Hawks' capabilities. So, but my advice: stay away from that game. It's not a game I like to put my money into. But going on to the next game, Nuggets Spurs. Anybody that knows me, anybody that talks to me and talks sports betting with me in general, everybody knows I take the Nuggets. I don't care who they're playing. I don't care what parlay I have together. The Nuggets will be on every single parlay I have, no matter who they're playing. They will be on every parlay. I'm putting my money on the Nuggets. We'll see what happens when playoff time comes around, but I'm taking the Nuggets. The Nuggets are they're a championship level team. Jokic he's getting his third MVP. I don't think anybody can really argue that anymore unless he gets hurt. If he gets hurt, then maybe we can talk about some other folks like Embiid or Giannis. But with that being said, a 13-point spread. I I'm 50-50 on the 13-point spread. Don't get me wrong, the Nuggets can easily take that 13-point spread without a doubt. But with that being said, I see the Nuggets blowing them out in the first half. Then they rest Jokic, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon. Like if I was the coach, I'd do the same thing, to be completely honest with you. And that's where I think that 13 points kind of would it would be in jeopardy. That's also the reason I didn't put Nikola Jokic on the Prize Picks value bets of the day, is because Jokic, maybe take his first half line. That's my recommendation, is to take Jokic's first half line, because we all know that second half he could play 2 minutes, he could play 0 minutes. Who knows? But I have a strong feeling and I have a strong belief that, to be honest with you, he'll probably be sitting for the majority of that second half. So 13.5 point spread, or 13 point spread, you could take it. It's not a bad spread, especially for a Nuggets Spurs game. But once again, my recommendation is whatever parlay you have today. It does not matter if it's a 2 leg or if it's a 17 leg. Throw the Nuggets money line on there, because anything over a 3 leg, you're getting your value's not going to really change much. Your value's not going to go down, that's for sure. And you're basically getting a certified win. So if it's a 6 leg, that 6 leg, basically make it into a 7 leg and throw the Nuggets on there. All it's going to do is increase your value, increase the money that you're going to be able to get. So moving on to the next game, we have the Cavs versus the Heat. This is another one of those games, kind of the opposite of what the Hawks and Wizards are. The Hawks and Wizards, the Wizards and Hawks is a inconsistent game. The Heat versus Cavs is a consistent game, unless the Heat come out and they look like they have on the occasion this year, to where they just completely fall apart. I still consider the Heat a bona fide team. They're aging, but they're almost the exact same team they were when they went to the finals in the bubble. But yeah, me personally, the Heat laying 2, I'm taking that. I'm going to take the spread. I wouldn't take the money line, even though the money line's still going to be close. A 2-point spread, if you think the Heat are going to win, 2-point spread's nothing. I think the Heat will win. I think the Heat will take care of business. The Heat need to start kind of clawing and scratching to try and get back, up into like a 4 seed or a 3 seed, even though that's going to be hard, because, you have a runaway with the Bucks, then you have the Sixers, then you have the Cavs as well. You've got nothing but talent over there just in the East. You have nothing but talent in the West now. It's the NBA is looking very, very, very entertaining right now, and I cannot wait for playoff time. Even though I'm a Maverick fan, I don't know what I know Luka shows up in the playoffs, but he's really gonna have to show up against the talent that has now been stacked in the West with Durant and just everybody that's starting to really show up and show their true identity of who their team is. But yes, I'm taking the Heat -2. I could take the Heat money line. I can, you could do a lot of things with that. You could same game parlay that if you want to. Take the Heat money line and the Heat spread. You could do whatever you want. Moving on to the next game, Nets Timberwolves. Timberwolves are laying 4.5 points. I haven't checked the injury news. I don't like 4.5. 4.5 is a lot for a team that's inconsistent, still doesn't have their starting center, and is going against arguably the best defensive team and arguably the most well-rounded basketball team in the NBA. You saw it last night. They really pushed the Bucks. They really, really pushed the Bucks last night, and they almost had it. But the Nets just don't have the offensive firepower that they used to. But taking away that offensive firepower, they added defense and rebounding, and they became a more whole team. And as I said yesterday, they're going to shock somebody in the playoffs. But Timberwolves at 4.5. My pick, I'm going to take the Nets. I'm taking the Nets money line, or you could take the Nets spread to lose by 4.5. I don't think either one of those is a bad pick, because it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a close game at the end, and I see the Nets. I see the Nets taking care of the Timberwolves. I haven't checked and seen how the Timberwolves have been doing the last few games. They were they were on a little bit of a hot streak there, but every team has their ups, every team has their downs, every team has a streak. I think the Nets aren't a very streaky team. I just think they're a consistent team, and I think they'll be able to catch some people off guard throughout the season for the rest of the season. So I'm taking the Nets. I'm taking the Nets spread, and that might be on some decent sized parlay I throw together today, just for fun. You see, some days you gotta throw a six legger together. Throw $2 on them. The $2 could turn into 50. Who knows? But I'm taking the net spread. And then for the last game of the slate today, we have Lakers Raptors. And I don't like this game. I don't like it at all. I've been watching the Raptors actually recently because I want to be able to see. I want to be able to look at some of the other teams. I feel like my knowledge and who I've been betting on has been somewhat limited. So, I'm trying to expand, try to keep a wider grasp of who I need to. But the Raptors, they've been just mediocre at best, in my opinion. They haven't been an insane team that's really been catching an eye. I don't think anybody expects them to be that. Um, but a team that's overperforming a lot for what I thought they would do is the Lakers. Without LeBron, they traded away Russ. They don't have the offensive firepower. They did add a couple 3-point shooters, and I guess that's what everybody thinks they need. I don't think it is. I think they need a healthy LeBron and a healthy Anthony Davis, but it's been proven time and time again that's just not going to happen. And I also don't think that the Lakers and Raptors, or not the Raptors. I don't think the Lakers. I don't think Anthony Davis and LeBron works really all that well together. To be completely honest, they seem to struggle when they're on the court at the same time. And obviously, we have a very limited sample size of seeing that, other than I think that bubble year. And even then, that bubble year was only how many games? Maybe 20, 25. I don't know. But I am taking I almost just said Raptors. I'm taking the Lakers money line. I like the Lakers 2.5. What's the point in even taking 2.5? You might as well just take the money line at plus money. Throw that on. Honestly, that's a single bet for me. I'm not going to throw that on a parlay unless I want that to be the last leg of a parlay, and then I can take the Raptors and obviously hedge it. But I really like the Lakers in this one. I like the Lakers. I just don't see the Raptors being able to stop Anthony Davis. But that kind of wraps up the slate for today. Prize picks, not too much popping off today. There's not too many insanely crazy bets. You might want to check Anthony Davis's points rebounds line on other books. I know that on Prize Picks his line was pretty high, but I mean I think he put up 30 points, 30 plus points and like 22 rebounds the last game he played. He's putting up insane numbers. I mean, he's putting up dominant big man numbers. So go check out Anthony Davis's points rebounds if you want. Check his points rebounds assist if you want. I recommend just points rebounds because it'll be lower, but if you can get better value out of points rebounds assist, take that. Another thing to check out, I would look at Jokic's PRA number. I would also look at his points. His points is up at 22.5. He's only hit that 1 out of 5 of the last 5. And I don't see him hitting that again. I don't see him, taking an insane amount of shots against a Spurs team that's, they're the Spurs. They're not going to do it. They're not going to shock the Nuggets. But I would look at that, and I would actually be looking to take their under. I would be looking to take Jokic's under on points, and his points, rebounds, assist number, probably take probably stay away from that one because Jokic will get rebounds no matter what. Taking shots is where I don't think he likes to take a ton of shots. He just likes to win. But if you look at his rebound assist numbers, I would take the over on that. I'm taking Jokic. Take Jokic getting a triple double. You could take all these different lines because nobody's going to stop Jokic on that Spurs team. They traded Jakob Poeltl. Trading Jakob Poeltl really hurt the Spurs in my opinion because I mean he was arguably the best player on the team, and Jakob I think is severely underrated. But I would take some of Jokic's lines and stuff like that. We can go over some news. There's been some news come out. Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic both a little bit dinged up. Luka left. I don't know if it was last night or 2 nights ago. He left with a leg injury. They did an MRI. They said he's all right and everything, so he should be okay. Ja Morant. Ja Morant is still suspended, or I don't know if it's suspended or if he's taking a leave of absence, but either way, he's going to be missing another 4 games. It seems to not be slowing Memphis down, to be completely honest with you. I don't know what type of person he is in the locker room. I wouldn't imagine he's much of a leader, to be completely honest with you. I don't think somebody who's going around toting handguns in a club after a basketball game and showing it on an Instagram live after you grew up in the suburbs, I don't think that dude's too good of a leader, to be completely honest with you. Just like I don't think Gilbert Arenas was probably a great leader. There's a reason people like that do not win championships. You know, you would never catch Michael Jordan. You will never catch Kobe. You won't even catch LeBron carrying a gun into either a nightclub, showing it off on an Instagram live, taking it into the locker room. It's irresponsible. There's really no need to do it. And I think Memphis is going to do what Memphis does. I think they've crafted a very good roster. They've got depth. They've got other players that can take care of things, and I don't. It baffles me the things that people will do when they're on the verge of making $180+ million. But I guess that's just how it is. But I guess that's going to kind of wrap things up for today. We've gone over everything. I will be back. I don't think there is games tomorrow. If there is not games tomorrow we might just have to skip that day. Maybe I'll come out and make y'all that video on how to find Prize Picks value bets. We'll probably do that. And then we'll be back and running on Sunday if there's no games for Saturday. We'll be back up and running, and we'll let y'all know how these picks go. If y'all feel inclined to do it, drop what y'all's picks are down in the comments, and give me any type of feedback that y'all can for this stream. Just any type of ideas, any criticism, anything will help. I appreciate y'all. We've had 9 views on this so far, just being live. That is really impressive. I'm so grateful for that. Hopefully whoever's watching or whoever's seen this can share it and continue to get it out there, and we can continue to make this stream a little bit better every day it goes on, because I really do enjoy doing this. So thank y'all for watching. If y'all want to subscribe, if y'all want to leave a like, it's greatly appreciated. But with that, Fancy Friday. Go out there, get some good bets, do your thing. Don't live bet. That's how you lose money. And if you're doing Prize Picks, do not do fourth quarter or second half bets. You're losing money. You will lose money every single time. Unless you're watching that game and you know for a fact that somebody is going to, I still wouldn't even do it. I still wouldn't do it. But stay smart with y'all's money. Keep building that bankroll, and tune in tomorrow because that video will be out there. And I hope y'all have a good Fancy Friday.